So Obama, on the natural, because of the incredible amount of pride that African Americans have, they'll go vote for him without him having to ask. But they've got to be registered. And the Obama people ought to spend some of that huge treasure trove of money that they have finding those voters in Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. If they did that, it's only about 8 or 9 states where the numbers are, and in Florida, and you go to the black communities, you go door to door. You don't even have to ask them what party they want to be in. You don't care, because if you notice the Republican convention, the only blacks you saw present were renter blacks. All the natural blacks couldn't be there. They just were not going to be there. And so Obama has this incredible wealth of race pride that can offset the Stanford numbers and that can offset the Bradley factor, but it won't happen unless there is a registration effort equal or superior to any effort made to defeat Hillary in the primary. When he went and did all of those individual little campaign operations, all in those states where you did the caucus and what have you, it was incredible. It was incredibly well organized. If he can organize like that for the caucus vote purposes, he can organize like that much easier. Because let me tell you, if you secure every black preacher in this country and you make every black preacher receive a reward for participating in this effort, every black church member will vote, will register and vote. Then you could do one more thing. There are about 45 or 46 black colleges and universities. Every one of those places have kids. 95% of those kids in those schools are probably 18 years of age and over. 95% of them, or at least they're near eligible to vote. There are no 16-year-olds that's going to those colleges. With that in mind, all you got to do is say, Milken, you are in love with African-American schools. Why don't you put up a $25,000 discretionary expenditure fund for the president of every one of those black colleges if 100% of their students register and vote in the forthcoming election? That's an easy thing to do, and that is a righteous thing to do, because with that $25,000, those kids that need some financial aid, some emergency money here, the president of that school or the head of that school would be in a position to do it. And just think, every kid there would go vote, and they would vote for Barack Obama. I'm telling you, it can be done, but doesn't appear to be any evidence that the Obama campaign is doing it.
And time is running out.
Time is running out. Yeah, I mean, well, the debates are going to change the dialogue. The
3 presidential debates, starting
and
with Friday night,
debate.
This coming Friday night.
In
Here we are taping on the 23rd. And then after
Next
that,
Thursday,
there'll be one debate.
Vice presidential debate next
Joe
Thursday
Biden and Sarah Palin.
in Washington University in St. Louis. And I don't know why Washington University every time gets involved in the debate schedule. And then there's another one in Nashville. But the interesting thing is when Biden and Palin, because there's Biden can be tough. Now, Palin, she can be tough too, but remember how Hillary Clinton won New York. Hillary Clinton won New York in one debate that she had with this Mark guy, and I can't remember his last name, but he took over for Giuliani when Giuliani dropped out. He had the mistress, and then suddenly he had cancer, which went away. But Giuliani dropped out, and this Mark guy in their first debate, this Mark guy was so upset about something, he left his podium, walked over to Hillary's podium, and started pounding it like this with his finger. And that so turned off the New York electorate that what had been an even race, boom, there was no way he could get it back. So Biden has to be careful that he does not attack the female.
Well, we'll see what happens, and perhaps we'll reconvene after the debates.
We should. We definitely should, because I don't think she is going to be able to handle the intensity of the questions. The question this time will be coming from Brian Williams and from Tom Brokaw. The two of them together will be doing this debate on Friday. And I don't know how they're going to play it, if they do it like Will and Willie and ask questions, or what the deal is going to be. But I would guess that they're going to be able to follow up when she does one of those insignificant nonsense answers, as Will so aptly described in her response to what she would do if certain things occurred. Well, now that you've done that, tell me about this blinking. What exactly do you mean?
I want to know about her executive experience. Yeah. The fact that she was mayor of a town of 5,000 gives her executive experience. You know what? Yeah, that's kind of night manager at a Radio Shack executive experience. Not one chicken bone away from leader of the free world executive experience.
Yeah, but if you can see as
Russia.
clearly as
if
she
you can see Russia.
That was the best Tina Fey line. I can see Russia from my house.
Oh, no, the best line was the Bush doctor, and she went, I don't know what that is. She can see Russia. That means she's a foreign policy head. Yeah, you know what? I saw a guy arrested once. That doesn't qualify me for a position in the 9th District Federal Court.
And then when they said, what great thing have you done in the state of Alaska? I have an energy policy. And they have been touting the so-called Alaska energy policy for days. That's her foreign policy experience. She negotiated a contract to get oil. She has no, they have no property taxes. They have no income taxes.
No, and
they have no sales taxes.
And people, they get rebates according to how long they've lived in the state.
You got 5 kids, $22,000 a year you get. Your rebate totals $22,000 a year. Oral severance tax is what they have, and it's what we don't have in the state of California. We're one of the few states that are oil producing that do not have an oil severance tax. Their oil severance tax produces enough to run the state of Alaska and provide a refund to a royalty to every citizen of the state of Alaska.
We got to get that.
While moving to Alaska.
But not before we record another Will and Willie podcast.
Good segue,
and we'll be doing
Paul.
that between now and the election. And thank you for listening and watching. I'm Paul Wells with Willie Brown and Will Durst.
I'm Will Durst.
Vote.
From Tosca.
From the beautiful Tosca.